Hello, my friends, my family, my fellow veterans, my fellow artists, my fellow musicians and actors and boaters and dog lovers and all you folks. Vlog number 59. Thanks for visiting again. Welcome to the life and adventures of Captain Larry and Kibo. I've got an overcast day here today. Overcast is really good for taking pictures. I have that easel I showed in my last blog, and I set it up on the stairs, and I find you gotta have a dark background, because if you don't have a dark background, it kind of gets washed out. But it's great. You get an overcast day, it's good because you get all of the spectrums of the light. Anyway, last week I mentioned that I got hacked by a NFT, which is non-fundable token, and they're attacking artists, and they're getting you through Instagram. Well, I had another one, and I'm getting to feel like my blogs are about, hey artists, my fellow artists and creatives, be really careful, musicians. There's people out there baiting and hooking you, and baiting and hooks means they send you something nice and then you hook into them thinking that you're going to get the product that they're offering, and it's a scam. So the scam is actually from it's called Canvas Rebel. They're out of California. Now what they did is they found my nice article on my website that was written by the Voyager, which is a beautiful article, and hey, kudos out to them. They're a wonderful magazine. So that was my title, was Voyager article, Canvas Rebel article. So I looked at it, and they linked me to some articles that they had about creatives. There were painters, and there were artists, and there were musicians, and people who make crafts and whatnot. So I looked at their site, and it looked like a nice magazine. So they said, would you like to have an article? And I said, sure. So they sent me a questionnaire. It was very intense. It was 3 hours to do it. And after the 3 hours, I sent it to them, and they sent it back for approval. And I said, well, there's a couple of typos. And they said, well, you need to fix those. We don't fix those. And I said, well, you folks are journalists, right? You do that. And they said, no, you have to do it. So very unethical company. The email that I got was from Kelly at that'sgreatnews.com. Now, does that sound like a magazine or a newspaper to you? That'sgreatnews.com. Anyway, the article got done, and she said, okay, now it's $450 for the plaque if you want a plaque with your article on. I said, no, I didn't want a plaque. She said, well, that's all we do. And I said, well, you baited me. I said, you took a lot of my time. And they said, no, but if you want the plaque, go ahead. $450 for the cheapest plaque. And it's not that great. So be careful. We all know that sometimes they'll send an email, we want to buy your pieces. And but my wife, I don't want my wife to know, so I can't write a check. So I need your bank account, things like that. We know about that for years, but this social media is really hurting a lot of us and putting false hopes and faith in a lot of things. Fortunately, I'm established enough that I don't fall into the financial aspect of it. But yeah, be careful, and send me an email, lawrenceolearyjr.com, lawrenceolearyjr.com, if you think that you're being scammed and you want me to share it here. Because if you folks know of any other art scams, I want to share them, because I'm an alumni of Rhode Island School of Design, and I'm connected with their link. So all of the other artists and students will know that, plus students all over the country, my students. Avoid the scam. And, they say if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Well, it didn't sound. Somebody wanted to do an interview. There's no big deal about doing an interview, but now they have a lot of my personal story, which I feel a little violated about. I mean, it's not a story I wouldn't have shared with everybody anyway. And another thing, my website's been redone. There's more security on that now. And since I mentioned that, my web designer has noticed bots trying to get in, but no bots can get into my website anymore. And all my subscribers are top secure. They are not shared. None of my emails, your emails, my friends, family, fellow artists, and whatnot, get shared with anybody. And the only email you get from me won't be screwed up emails like, hey, you know, invest in this, do that. If you get any mails from that from me, they're not from me. Let me know. My phone number's on my website. My email's on my website. But please subscribe to my website. That way, you will be invited to private showings where the night of the opening is lots of refreshments and wine and fresh drinks and soft drinks. And you get to meet the artist and all of, especially when I do my private shows. So, and if you're watching this and you would love to do a private show, look at my website. There's 300 pieces on there. Pick the series or pick the images that you would like to put in a private show. I will ship the work to you. I will drive there if necessary. But yeah, I'm doing a lot of private shows now, and it's going really well. Let's see. So when you do subscribe to my website, you will put your email in and your name, and you get an email, and then you'll get confirm this, and you'll probably get a notice on your email saying, be careful, this could be a scam. If it's from my website and from me, it's not a scam, but that's another protection that's been put in there to make sure that everything is secure that you folks do with my website. And please, share my website and my blog with your friends, with your fellow artists, with martial artists, with your veterans. I got a plaque on my truck that says, "Veteran, my oath of service never expires." And I had this wonderful group make me a beautiful quilt, which I'll talk about. I talked about it many blogs ago, and they gave it to me because my friend Donna Sherko said, I have a veteran and I would like you to interview him. And they did, and they made a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful quilt for me with my name on it and my service and whatnot. Well, that's about maybe 10 videos ago. Like I said, my fellow musicians, I love to hear from you too. My fellow martial artists, I taught for 45 years. And a lot of my students get in touch with me. If you know some of my students, please share these, share my blogs with them. As a matter of fact, one of my master students, Carl, is now teaching. He's teaching Tai Chi in Rhode Island. And, you know, a shout out to all of you folks and all of the students who stayed there and are enjoying his classes. He's very smart, knows a lot about Chi, spends a lot of his energy, and he goes to the churches and he goes to senior centers and he goes to different health centers to teach. If you see Carl, give him a shout out. He doesn't do a lot of this video stuff, so he doesn't get to watch these things, unfortunately. One of you asked me about my process. I got a little painter's block right now, and this is the painting. I won't show it to you, but this is all out of my head, and it's going to be a nautical scene. I like old clipper ships. So what I do is I do a bunch of sketches. This is just like some quick sketching I've done, and I get a lot. I like rigging and whatnot. So what I do is I get a lot of reference material. You know, here's blocks and tackles, and I get these to get ideas of what to do and you know, designs for the clipper ships. And then I design my own. Actually, when I was in the 5th grade, I did a book report on clipper ships. My grandfather was a sailor, and my great-great-grandfather was, they were both artists. Anyway, shared many stories, and I became really, and my dad was into it, I became really intrigued with clipper ships. Matter of fact, like I said in some of my other videos, one I did in, I think it was 1968, is still hanging in the Cumberland High School library in Cumberland, Rhode Island. I want you to share these things. I study metaphysics. I study positive motivation. I study almost every day Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and I just shared this with somebody else, and Epictetus, and they're philosophers, Stoic philosophers, and it's all about optimism. And one of the greatest things, and it was funny for me to hear it because I say this all the time, but the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. That's the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. So we have the power to think what we want to think. And sometimes when people are, you know, the world's bad and we're going to hell and all that negative stuff, just listen to it like white noise. Just don't take it into your spirit and your soul. And when I taught martial arts in the meditation, I said, do not allow certain things into your spirit. If you allow them into your spirit, then you've given them power. But as long as you don't allow them into your thoughts and your spirit and your emotions, they have no power over you. You're the only one that has power over you. So, another painting. About 30 years ago, I started a painting, and it was inspired by this wonderful couple who were not able to have children. Fortunately, I was a herbalist back then. I owned Holistic Health Associates in North Smithfield, Rhode Island, and I taught herbology and alternative health, and I went to the School of Natural Healing, John Christopher School in Utah, and I gave them a formula. Well, 2 years later, they had a child. But this painting is titled Conception Ovulation, and I just had it framed at Jim Leahy's art gallery, which, by the way, I have work in Jim Leahy Art Gallery. Go in and see it. And he's got some new works that he's doing too. They're beautiful, and he's also a wonderful framer. This is called Conception Ovulation. Now, it'll be on my website soon. It was one of the ones I took pictures of. Let your mind tell you the story, because I call my paintings a certain name, and I've already given you way too much information about this one. But Conception Ovulation, the painting says its whole story, and you can go on to my website in a few weeks and you'll be able to see this and look at it in more detail. And if you're subscribed, you'll get an email when I put this on my website, so you don't have to look at it every day. But Jim, he just finished framing 4 pieces for me. He does a wonderful job. Now, I have another friend and artist, Brian Gilbert. Brian Gilbert Art Gallery in Savannah, Georgia, downtown City Market. Stop in to see his gallery. I will be hanging there in January. Go in January of 2024. Tell him I said hello. He's a great fellow artist, and he has a really nice gallery. So that's another exciting thing that's happening. And the bank, Great Oaks Bank in Richmond Hill, is now hanging, and you haven't seen that yet. You saw it last year. I painted the historic building of Henry Ford's Community Center. Once I realized it was going on the historic register, it is now hanging in Great Oaks Bank in Richmond Hill, Georgia. So if you get a chance, go in there and look in the lobby, and there it is with some other great artists from the Arts on the Coast. And I thank my friend Kathy, as while I was traveling and doing my shows, Kathy and Jim Leahy were getting my paintings for me and holding them for me and putting them in the galleries. And I left them here. And thank you very much for taking care of them. You guys are great. Now, this is a really cool story. Now, my friend, he's also an artist, Jerry Popple. And the story was, we were at an opening for an art show, and he had all of these pieces, and they looked a little bit like a Picasso, and they were guitarists with big lopsided hats. And I said, hey, I like guitars. He says, yeah, I play guitar and sing. And I said, really? I said, I like to jam with you sometime. He says, I write my own music. So we became friends after a few months of off and on. And he just came back from Nashville. He went to Nashville to have to a songwriters convention type thing where they analyze your songs and give you ideas on how to make your songs better. Anyway, I've been playing lead guitar for Jerry's originals. I said, I went to his place, and he's recorded. He's got some really nice recordings, but they haven't hit the market yet. He's a country singer. He's got a lot of emotion into his songs. He's got great lyrics. I've got a great voice. I really enjoy playing with him, and soon we're going to be exposing and sharing his music with the public after we put together 10 or 20 of his originals, which are beautiful. So Jerry Popple, keep your mind out. He's about a year older than me, and he's got some beautiful, beautiful, heartfelt music, and a lot of them are ballad style, and I love ballads. So anyway, I miss you all. I know it's really cold up north. My brothers and my mom and my friends said, hey, it was like 20 degrees this morning. Well, I'm sitting here in my shorts, t-shirt, windows open, overcast. One of the things I like about being down here. And of course, my doctor said I need to be down here because that was too much on me. Because I still got the cancer thing going, but I'm going to beat it to pieces. Just haven't located where it went to yet. It's called micrometastasized. So I go over a PET scan every, I don't know, 6 or 7 months. But so far looking good. Oh, my doctor here gave me some great advice. This is about Lyme. Now, when I was in Rhode Island, I went and helped a friend cut down some trees and, just limbs. And I got bit by a deer tick, and I had the bullseye on my arm. And it was definitely a bullseye. And my friend and alumni from Rhode Island School of Design, Bernadette Pace, said, hey, that's a Lyme. But I said, oh, I didn't know that. I thought I got scratched. So I carved out the tick. And then I can't do doxycycline. You have to be very careful. About 10 years ago, I did doxycycline because the doctor thought I could have Lyme, so he was doing preventative because I got bit by a tick. And what happened was I got fluid on my brain. I had to have 2 spinal taps. Caused me, oh my God, massive headache. It was terrible. So I can't take doxycycline anymore. But Neosporin is a triple antibiotic. So my doctor here, Dr. Victor, said, I said, I can't take an antibiotic. And he said, just keep putting that on there. So for 2 weeks, I'd wake up in the middle of the night, make sure that spot kept wet with Neosporin. And I just got tested 2 days ago, and I don't have Lyme disease. So that's really, really wonderful. I want to let you all know, I really love that you like my blogs. I didn't know everybody was missing them and looking forward to them. But I want to really thank you. Hit that like button down in the corner and subscribe. Because I like doing these, and these are just off the cuff. I don't know how to edit. My friend Nick and Christine came the other day and showed me how to edit in Instagram, but I don't do this on Instagram. This is YouTube. But I'm working on it so that I can put other things in there like pictures and from my website and whatnot. All right, so remember, as you think, so your world is created. And that's a fact. If we think something's going to happen, if we think we send out that energy metaphysically, it's going to happen. I learned something a long time ago. You walk into a job interview like you're going to get the job. Like, it's not that you're hoping they hire you, but you have something to offer them, and it would be a benefit for them to hire you. And most importantly, everybody, Thanksgiving. I thank you for all of the love, all of the support. I've been through some stuff in the last 6 years. I was supposed to be dead 2 years ago, according to a doctor. And I'm still doing great. And it's because I come down to the warmth and I keep my stress down and I keep optimistically thinking. But what's so important, and I've lost a lot of people, as many of you have in the pandemic COVID era, terrible thing. Remember, the last thing you want to say to people, and Carol taught me this many years ago, a lady I dated that was wonderful. I haven't dated anybody in 6 years, but I don't need that right now. Magic might happen someday, but I'm not looking for it. Why am I going off on that? Never mind. Erase that. So anyway, love you all. Kibo loves you all. Make sure you let those that you love know that you love them. I wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. When you're sitting at that table, be thankful for every single person that's at that table with you. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And this button probably won't shut off the video. I don't know why it isn't working. I've gone through 3 of them. And Kibo's going to say bye. Say bye, Kibo. We're going to say bye this time. Give me a kiss. Yeah, good kiss. Say bye. Speak to everybody. Speak. Speak. Speak, Kibo, speak. Say happy Thanksgiving. Speak. Speak. Come on. Oh, he's telling me he loves me. Oh, yeah. He's been kind of off the last few days. I think he's getting old. He's over 10 now, but he's still a happy dog. And now we have to get up and go. This is his favorite chair. And I gotta physically push the stop button. This thing doesn't work. Anyway, love you all. Kibo love you all. Big hug, Kibo, big hug. Come on, Daddy wants a big hug. Oh yeah, big hug. Oh, big hug. Oh.